you have this buy side and sell side liquidity indicator, which is working so well, but you find yourself losing money, or rather you don't really know how to confirm trades using this indicator. So guys, first of all, if you're trading liquidity, number one, you have to understand the structure of the market, or rather understanding the trend of the market. So when you are on those key levels, the buy side and sell side liquidity, remember, sometimes it shows as continuation and sometimes they work as our key levels where we can actually look the market from. How can we really be confident looking for trades at this given level? So I've chosen to introduce something we call alpha trend screener indicator. It actually shows us the trend of the market and the buy and selling signals. Okay, so we're just going to combine that. So guys, without further ado, let me add the two indicators so that we'll be able to really see how this can really work. Okay, so guys, the first indicator, click on indicators tab on tradingview.com, and the technical, you type buy side and sell side liquidity, luxalgo, you click on it. Once you click on it, expect it to look like this right on your chart. But before I add the second indicator, I would love to tell you that this indicator shows us even when the market breaks below the sell side liquidity, and that's why it shows us when price actually breaks above buy side liquidity. So this shows as continuation, and the reason why still I've chosen to add the screener indicator because you can find a false breakout like at this level over here. Imagine a trader who actually got convinced that this was a very valid breakout and this fails and market closed below and the market actually dropped to the downside. Let me tell you, don't jerk with this movement over here. It's easier for you to really blow your account. Okay, so guys, let's add the second indicator so that we can solve this problem. Just going to click on indicators tab again, and the technicals, type alpha trend screener, click on it. Once you click on it, this is how it's actually going to appear right on your chart. This is actually a very great indicator, which I really love. I've talked much about this indicator in my previous videos, and combining the two indicators, you'll be able even to get accurate and sniper entries. Okay, so for instance, guys, you are on your buy side liquidity. What you're supposed to really understand about the buy side liquidity, this is where short sellers have actually placed their sell stop at the level, and so what the market does to actually rise, trap all the buy stops at the level, then the market will gather enough liquidity and so it will proceed, and this may fail for real and the market will break to the above and the market really proceeds. And that's what the sell side liquidity, this is where buyers have placed their buy stops at the level, and what the market does, it will actually draw and trap all the buy stop and then it will proceed to the upside. Okay, and this fails and the market really proceed to the downside. So this indicator can show you continuation, and that's what this indicator can show you your key levels where you're really supposed to execute your trades. So guys, it came to a point at this given point where you have the buy side liquidity and the sell liquidity very close to each other. You can see they are actually very close to each other. So how are you really supposed to solve this problem? Remember, this indicator tells you when the blue line crosses below the red line and actually there is a red fill in between them, you're supposed to execute your sell order. So if you took your buy order at this level, then you see a sell signal and all the rules are actually made for you to execute your sell order, you should exit right away and consider taking your sell order. So this will help you to really avoid executing sell side liquidity orders directly, expecting the market to rise, executing your buy side liquidity, expecting the market to really drop. So you can really see how this indicator can really help you solve this problem. Whenever you are using the luxalgo indicator showing you the buy side and sell side liquidity, consider looking at this indicator which shows you the trend of the market, whereby the blue line actually crosses above the red line at the level and there is a green fill in them. That's an uptrend. Okay, knowing the trend of the market combining with the liquidity, you'll be able to really execute trades confidently. So let's look for various examples. Here we have buy side liquidity at the level, and basically what you really need is confirmation. So there is buy stops actually trapped at the level. So when you see buy side liquidity at the level, you should ask yourself, are we on uptrend or are we on downtrend? Okay, so for instance, right here we were on downtrend and this indicator gave you a sell signal, and this buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity can also help you know a valid and a very invalid signal. Okay, so for instance, right here a sell signal was actually very valid, and you can see the market really proceeds to the downside up to this upward zone over here, and that's why you can see the market reversing. And I told you before, the buy side liquidity zone can work as your resistance level, because even when the market came to the level, it was unable to break to the upside. Why? Because sellers are actually trying to defend their position. Okay, so again, you're supposed to consider looking for your selling order, and this indicator at the level gave you a sell signal, and there was a red fill in between the blue and the red line at the level, and the market really pushes to the downside. Okay, so guys, you can see how effective this indicator is, which will actually help you filter out bad and false signals at the level using liquidity at the level. Here we have our sell side liquidity zone, and remember, on sell side liquidity zones, this is where buy stops are actually placed. Okay, and remember, I told you the market has a probability of breaking to the downside, but what this indicator does was a confirmation of a buy signal, and a buy signal was actually made stronger by the sell side liquidity. Okay, and there was a green fill in between the blue line and the red line, which really confirmed that the buy signal was actually valid, and the market rose up to this resistance zone over here. You can see how effective this indicator is. Consider a market which is actually trending, because when you see a ranging market, you actually find yourself being confused. Like for instance right here, this indicator as well shows you a consolidating market. The lines moves horizontally, signifying a consolidation at the level. And what do you really expect? The market to break to the upside or the market to break to the downside, and so both indicators will confirm this to you. Okay, so guys, I'm testing this on Euro USD, and you can see this is working so perfectly. That's why I chose to combine this indicator and see how it's actually going to appear. Another example right here, we have a buy side liquidity at the level. Remember, I told you when this indicator is actually moving horizontally, the alpha trend screener, this shows you the market is actually consolidating. So we should consider a market which is actually trending. That's why I've chosen this level over here. So for instance right here, you will see we have a sell signal at the level. Having a sell signal at the level, we got our buy side liquidity. So this gives you confirmation, like buy side liquidity, we are supposed to actually know there were sell stop placed at the level, and so the indicator has given us a sell signal at the level. And as well, there was a green line crossing below the red line, and there is a red fill in between the two lines, and the market really proceeds to the downside up to this sell side liquidity zone over here. And you're supposed to exit trades, because I told you they work as your support and resistance level, and most of the times when you're selling, we exit trades next to our support zone. Okay, you should exit trades on these sell side liquidity zones. Okay, so guys, I thought of how I can combine the two indicators. I'm telling you, it is working so well, just as you can see right on my chart over here. I will urge you to test this on your live market. Keep taking your orders and making sure all your rules are really met. We've tried to solve the problem with the luxalgo.It SellSide Liquidity, and that's why we have been able to solve the problem with Alpha Trend Screener, and that's why we have come up with this easy strategy to understand the market. Okay, so guys, let me hope you've learned something from this video. Success in everything you do. Continue working here, because I really know one day your hard work will pay you. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Like this video as well. And so guys, what do I say? Bye bye, see you in my next video.